between CSUN and Princeton. Jordan Lucas will be the first server of the night. Right to left as we see it. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN+. Tigers will get the first swing, and straight down the middle it goes. Owen Mellon. Theo Edwards, of course, in his fourth year at the helm. The Matadors, it's been a while, a little bit more than a week actually, since they've taken the court. There's an overpass, and Shane Nem making his 9th start of the year. He'll put down the overpass, the middle 6'4" senior out of Union City.
And Shane gets the kill right there, but it really starts with the serve. It's one of their favorite things about using Grayson as a middle is that he has a great serve from the baseline.
Albers, nice serve down the middle to Roman Alviar, the libero in the orange jersey. Cross-court swing, that is good from Ryan Vina, 6'7" senior from Manhattan Beach, went to Loyola High. Again, Princeton coming off their biggest win of the year. It was their first true road victory of the year, and they did it against the number 12 UCSD Tritons in 5 sets. They won the first 2. As Achilles pointed out earlier, they were nearly reverse swept, but they managed to get their second win in the 5th set. Nem again, 2 for 2 in the middle for Shane Nem. A winter break and spring break in the same season. It was in it was the 3rd week of January. They extended out a long winter vacation and able to make 2 Southern California trips. So a lot of them are coming home. There's an ace serve, first one of the night. And they'll, as part of this trip, they'll have just the 2 matches. They'll head home after this, get back into EIVA play this weekend. Jump serve coming up. Ryan Vina goes down the middle to Chris Carnizes in the red libero jersey. Right pin, and there's Kaufman. He puts it down out on the right pin, getting a start tonight for Avila. Hank Kaufman, his 6th start of the year.
And a really impressive swing down the line at the outside hand of Princeton's block. Typically harder for right-handed attackers to do that on the right side.
54th kill of the year for Kaufman. Kelly, a quick back set, can't go down for Whitfield in the middle. Out to the left, and the Matadors have a block up. 3-0 neutral site contest, so playing well in the non-true road contest. They run the middle, and there's Whitfield, 6'7" junior out of Virginia Beach. A couple of NC2A tournament appearances in recent years for the Tigers. 2022 team. Last year they won the regular season but did not win the MIVA postseason tournament. One-on-one, Albers cannot get it down. CSUN again out to the left. Off a soft touch from Lucas. Tigers will run it. Whitfield from the back, bring it in. And scoring off a touch is Andrew Warner, 6'5" senior.
Warner just getting crafty in there and found the underneath of Grayson's block. Grayson's going to want that one back and thinking about pressing low and across. It's not about height on some of those tall balls.
Whitfield at the line. Jump it up. Ball taken by Kaufman in the back. Get it to Doffner. From the 10-foot line, the ball will be slammed in the net from Kaufman. And Princeton, 3 points in a row to lead at 8-6. Crowd still filing in here at Premier America for this midweek non-conference contest. Back to the Big West on Friday night. Front row, Kelly backside off the tape and dug up by the Tigers from Vina's ball, and the Matadors in transition score on Monday night. So they're going to push quite hard here down the stretch of the season. Doffner out to the right side, and Phillips will score. Leading attacker, 3.83 kills per set.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot from him, especially in those scenarios where CSUN does not want to run to go any longer. Go and feed your horse. Your big gun over there, Jalen Phillips.
Hitting .338 on the year as Doffner continues to run a high-profile offense. He's trying to do so here. Out to the left, high off the wall, and back into the net it goes. That should be a Matador points. A little floater down the sideline. Vina, about a 5-footer, tipped over the wall. Pop back over. Tigers get it back straight down the middle. Lucas with the dig from Mellon's attack. And there's Kaufman on the left. Third-year sophomore from Santa Clarita. A couple of kills early. The sixth start of the year.
And Theo Edwards looking to give him the nod because he thinks he's a little bit more physical, and they're going to try to overpower some of the right sides that they'll be facing in the Big West down the road.
Tigers run the middle with Wells out to the right side. Warner can't get it down. Run Warner again. Carnizas overpass, and thank you very much, says Ethan Wells, the 6'8 sophomore from Davis. A lot of Princeton fans here, as you would expect. They have 9 Californians on their roster. And they were obviously had a real treat on Monday night. Their incredible victory. 5 at number 12, UC San Diego. Ball served to the far sideline. Doffner. And dumped down easily, Grayson Albers.
Really, really clever play right there to find the open ground. He gets the same amount of points if he would have bounced that ball to the rafters, but saw that there was no one behind that block and tipped it perfectly for the CSUN Matadors to score.
Albers serving 13 aces on the year. That's one shy of the team lead. Matadors in front now, off the block and down for Andrew Warner.
And we got a pretty good angle of it right here, and our viewers at home might as well. These attackers are coming from the back row, but they're setting it around 5 feet off the net. So they're flying in there, taking a big broad jump. So they're essentially 4 front row attackers for the Princeton Tigers.
Ethan Wells at the line. Little jump. Ball down the middle of Kaufman. Get it to Doffner. Backside Phillips. Denied. Gets his own ball back. Matadors will run it again. Joust. And it is won by CSUN. Well, that's, I don't know if that was a true joust, but it looks like they both touched it at the same time, and it went backwards on the Princeton side. You don't usually see that happen.
Sometimes it's timing, and you actually want to be the second person on the ball sometimes to make sure that you have the last touch and can really manipulate it there.
Doffner with a 1-point lead. Front court Kelly. Backside. Vina slams it off the wall. Kaufman. Down the middle, that's an overpass. Jordan Lucas can't get it down. Ball tipped on 2 by Kelly. Back to the Matadors. To the right, Shane Nem. That's out. Oh, that's a point that Matadors have to win.
Yeah, definitely want that one back. You create an overpass, you don't capitalize on that, and you get a good middle run, you just miss it wide.
You have to look at that point on film and stress to the guys that that's come Big West play on Friday. That's the kind of point that you cannot lose.
Right.
Owen Mellon. And the senior hits the tape and taken by Carnizas. Run the middle, they go right back to them. This is popped up in the back row. Mellon out to the left, little tip for Warner. Phillips off the soft block, kept alive. Kelly for the 2 ball, dug out. Tigers out to the left, and a roof.
Watch out!
Shane Nem and Jalen Phillips.
And that's a double block that I don't think anybody should be trying to test in the country. Those are 2 flyers that touch over 12 feet. That ball's tight inside. I think Andrew Werner even there had to celebrate it after, just be like, I'm glad to be a part of a highlight that electric.
Shane Nem in his 9th start of the year. Couple of set 1 blocks in there for Joao Favarim, at least to start. Boaz Surson is in to serve. Ball taken in the back by Owen Mellon. Mellon will swing from 10 and knock it through Lucas and down. That's a tough play all the way around. Mellon got it.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed by him to create that angle and swing that way. And CSUN kind of caught off guard. You don't expect an aggressive swing in those type of moments. It didn't secure a good block.
Whole bunch of ties in this first set, and here's another one at 14. Jump serve. Whitfield puts it in play. Doffner out to the left. Jordan Lucas with authority. Pull off an upset on Monday night at UC San Diego. Ball taken by Kaufman. Backside out to the right, Phillips. Dug out, and look out over there. Across the scorer's table, and Schweisky pulling back Rowan Alvear.
Good to see that he's all right. You always appreciate those good efforts. They're jumping over chairs and score tables. Glad to see he's okay.
Lucas. Vina with the reception out to the right side. Soft little touch, beautifully done by Andrew Warner.
Very crafty to go after the off blocker, there's a call, especially when it's a setter. You tip it over there. Owen Doffner, even though he dove for it, right, couldn't get it up. And even if he would have gotten it up, now you just took out your setter by making him take that first contact. So I like the idea there by Princeton.
3 kills to lead Princeton for Andrew Warner, who is back to serve. Puts it high in the sky, leans in, and puts it in play to Lucas. Doffner, run Albers, dug up. Out to the left side it goes, and Owen Doffner will get a block solo. He's also the leading Matador blocking man. That's his 32nd block of the year.
That's pretty impressive, and for him to go, know he's solo, and at the last second dive both of his hands across the net. You can see here, boom! Just absolutely takes away so much court.
Matador's back on top. Kelly run the middle. Wells can't get it down. CSUN looking for a 2-point lead, and that is good from Kaufman. Forcing Princeton into its first timeout, is back to serve. In play. Good serve to Mellon. Out of the back, flag is up, no touch, a hitting error for Andrew Warner, and the Matadors have their biggest lead of 3.
Yeah, and they drew it up perfectly, kind of how they wanted it. There's a seam in that block for them to attack, just a little bit of mistime there on that attack, and it sailed long.
Albers, good serve down the line, run the middle, overpass and out.
Fantastic run by Grayson there. It's just so important, especially when your middles are back to serve. Can you get a point or two? That's really all you're asking.
Ethan Wells at the line. That is in play, down the middle to Lucas, out to the right side, and Phillips off the wall and out. And Jalen puts CSUN at 20. Doffner will serve. Another nice first set. He's led a 351 offense throughout the year. Backside, little tip. Vina can't get it down. Carnizas bumping across the way. Phillips again. That's going to be a kill off Warner's left fist. Jalen Phillips puts the Tigers at 21-17, and this is going to be so important as we go forward. How well can you play in the red zone, as they say, once you've hit 20?
Absolutely.
Matadors have all in all done a good job in that this year, but it's always room for improvement. That's, a lot of these sets, we all know, are decided 25-23,
right,
28-26. And it's points in the 20s are monstrous. Left side, cross court, ball dug out by Carnizas. Kaufman, 2 blockers up for Princeton. Doffner again to Kaufman. Dug by Kelly. He had 9 of them. Match high at UCSD. Lucas with the dig.
Good play here.
Right side, and our longest point of the night, won by Phillips. Laugh it off.
He'll be all right. We'll laugh about that down the road.
Vina leans in, down the middle to Carnizas. Doffner in the middle of the court, out to the left pin, and right through the wall. Phillips again. He is 6 for 7 without an error. 2 points from this first set. CSUN has played remarkable volleyball in the back half of this first set. It wasn't too bad in the first half of the set either. Out to the left. 3 blockers, and it is blocked. Okay, so that's down. Shea Nem and Jalen Phillips. Jordan Lucas also there, but the first 2 guys, their 3rd block of the set, and that's 4-0 in blocking in the set.
Yes, that's just really hard to challenge that block, especially when they're set up and not a perfect pass scenario.
24-18, a run of 8-2. Backside Vina. Phillips. The ball trickles off the block across the court. Dumped, and Phillips retrieves it on 3, free ball. Tigers on the move with Kelly out to the left side. 2 blockers up. They'll run it again to Vina out on the right. Carnizas with the dig. Lucas, roofed. Kelly up there with Whitfield and Ambrose Engling, who just checked in a moment ago, sophomore out of Middleton, Wisconsin.
A lot of craziness going on there. Really good big swings and cover balls. Players hitting the floor.
Engling will serve. Princeton just got their first block of the match after Matadors had the first 4 tonight. Still in great shape as CSUN. Mop up the court a little bit. Again, back with you on Friday the 13th, 6 o'clock. Match 2 of a 4-match homestand, season-long 4-match homestand. UC San Diego will be here. Jessup and Long Beach State, the other 2 opponents here in March. Front court Doffner, right side Phillips, that is down, and what a monster first set for Jalen Phillips. CSUN is 4-3 all-time against Princeton. And away we go, set number 2. Out to the left side, Kaufman, and the Tigers get their second block of the night, first point of the set.
You just got to imagine a lot of these moments are going to start, keying in on Kaufman, especially in this rotation where Jalen Phillips is in the back row.
Nolan Kelly, setter out of El Segundo, puts it in play to Lucas. Doffner has to chase down the pass. Albers does not get it down. Ball back set from the libero Alviar. Matadors dig it up. Kaufman through 3 blockers. The ball kind of drops there on Vina. He can't do anything with it. Tight to the net, and the Matadors are on the board. Set 2.
Nolan Kelly's going to want that ball back. Yes, their off blocker, the outside, seemed to be stressed out, but just a tough angle for him to get that all the way for their opposite to the right side.
Grayson Albers at the line. Number 2 on the team with 13 aces, puts it in play, out to the right side, off the tape, and down. Getting a start in set 2 is Ambrose Engling on the pin for the Tigers, and he's back to serve. At a block at the end of set 1. Engling. Carnizas down the middle. Run the middle. Shane Nem had 3 blocks in the first set. Dump down center. Dump Owen Doffner.
Those perfect contacts just help Owen so much. With him and his high release, he looked exactly the same when he set Shane before, said, pull the trigger with my left hand where no one is.
Owen can certainly do that. His 35th kill of the year right there. Out to the left, Jordan Lucas, a back row dig from Warner. Whistle, Princeton points. That is, told you Princeton, this is their second Southern California trip. Front court, Kelly. Out to the right side, Vina cross court. The first time around, they were not happy at all the way they played. Actually got swept by Concordia. But that was during a long time ago, second weekend of the season.
Yeah. Coach Sam Schwetzky, he knows we got to travel out west. If we plan on playing in the NCAA tournament, we're going to have to play against some of the better teams, and majority of the field is going to come out from west. And he knows early on we're most likely going to have to win the EIVA if we want to make this tournament. So,
Doffner to them, and did they ever come back strong this past Monday night? One-on-one there, and it's going the way of Warner. Phillips was up there.
Yeah.
Warner got a touch.
Sometimes it's just timing, and sometimes, like we talked about early before, on these 50-50 joust balls, you just want to be the second person on the ball so that way you can manipulate it. It sounds kind of counterproductive, but sometimes being first on the ball actually is not helpful in those jousts.
Ryan Vina, senior from Manhattan Beach, with a 2-point lead in the second set. Down the middle with velocity to Carnizas, and Kaufman is roofed. So the last couple of blocks Last 3 blocks actually now going Princeton's way tonight. That's Wells up front with Warner. Kelly there too.
Yeah, just a really good dive. I think Kaufman actually did a good job swinging high. You just want to prevent those thunder blocks that are not coverable. Just sometimes it's misfortune.
Vina, same spot. So Carnizas in the middle back. And Shane Nem scores. Jump serve, Phillips. Good serve. Taken off the floor there by Alvear. Wow. And the Tigers run their offense well. What a play by Alvear.
I really like that play, and it might be hard for viewers to see at home, but typically when the setter gets closer to the pin that they are setting, they bring that ball higher. Princeton kept the tempo, and it kept CSUN off balance so that they could push it off the block pretty easily. That was pretty impressive.
Rowan Alvear, their 5'9" sophomore from Hayward. Bishop O'Dowd high up north. Made that pass. 8-5 Tigers. Run the middle where Grayson Albers, but it is popped up. Out to the left. Angling is dug. Carnizas overpass. Matador's back on the move. Doffner out to the left. Little skip shot. Lucas. Wow. He had a score. We play on. Lucas from left to right. In play to Angling in the back. Out to the right side. Vina off a touch. Saved by Phillips in the corner. Free ball. Tigers up 2 and maybe get a swing here. Little tip shot, but it is dug out and nothing else doing. Doffner had a look at that. Grayson Albers. Hits the tape. Vina on the sideline with the pass. Tipped over by Whitfield. Out to the left, Kaufman. That's dug back row by Warner. Tigers. And that one is set to nobody in particular, so the Matadors win the point.
Yeah, Shane Nem's kind of shaken up right there. Maybe he might have stepped on someone. He'll take his time here. Let's see. Lands right there. Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Tough kid. It's a Bay Area kid, so naturally he's going to be tough, just like myself, right? So.
All right. Front row, Kelly in the middle, Whitfield denied. Tigers run it again, this time to Vina on the left, and he's going to score off 2 touches.
I've been really impressed with Vina. It's not typical that you see an opposite that's consistently in the passing lanes, right? An opposite, same position as Jalen Phillips. He's got good touch, but he's typically hit, right? He is passing and attacking on both pins. They really count on him for his offense.
Angling puts it in play. Doffner in, and oh boy, was that supposed to go to Nem?
Yeah, it definitely was. So he's signaling for a 3 ball, which is further out. Doffner put it right on top of his head, which you typically call a 1. So I think Doffner thought it was a 1. He wanted to go to him. Shane definitely thought it was a 3, and that's why there was that miscommunication there.
Puts the Tigers back up 3. Carnizas with a solid pass to Doffner, and this time Nem, and that is no good.
Yeah, just some kind of, not unrealistic plays, but just some things, just some miscues from CSUN right now. So really like the timeout from Coach Theo Edwards there to kind of calm them down, and they immediately respond with a big block.
Nem and Doffner on the right on a first ball that was nearly an overpass. A little tip in the middle from Doffner and managed to get it over on 2.
Yeah.
But
well, I love to see Shane and Owen get that big block right there, especially after that miscue offensively that they had earlier in this set.
As bad as it's been offensively for CSUN in this set, still down just by 3 and hitting negatively. Matadors are in this set, so reason for optimism, and with authority, the hammer shot from Tristan Whitfield, just his 2nd kill, but a loud 2nd kill.
And I'd say a lot of the credit goes to Rowan right there. That's a tough serve by Owen, right on the money so that you can run the offense. We were just talking about Bay Area kids, so there's another Hayward guy right there. Got to give my shout-outs.
Hayward getting a lot of love tonight here on ESPN+. Out to the left, joust there, picked up by the Tigers. Nolan Kelly set the backside, and Vina attacks and scores. Kaufman at the service line. Matadors are going to have to get hot at some point at the service line here in set 2. Ball up front to Kelly, backside Vina. Tip popped up by Nem. Doffner sliding down, and the Tigers have a triple block against Lucas. That's a stat that has changed significantly from sets 1 to 2.
Yeah. And that physicality there, that's just something that Jordan Lucas, he has a cannon. He can hit it so hard, and he can get crafty. But when he goes after big blocks, that's where they can maybe get in a little bit of trouble, right? So that's something to look at there. Now, obviously, Ryan Vina now back to serve. Smaller right side blocker with the setter for Princeton.
Ball taken by Carnizes. Backside Phillips. 5 steps off the net. Denied. Picked up by Nem. Run it again. Phillips. Covered there by Carnizes back row. Phillips a third time, and this time off speed and clear the wall.
And I like it. I thought he had some really good swings high into the block. They were covered and controlled. And then just put it right down their back with that shot right there. Just really nothing that you can do unless you knew it was coming. Really hard.
8 kills for Phillips. I believe that's his first one in the set. Left side, and it goes over the shoulder of Warner. And Tiger lead is down to 3.
Some of those tough ones that I talked about earlier today when the setter gets closer. They're going to keep tempo or lob it up.
Kelly, backside. There's Vina again. Kind of been hitting all over the court.
Yeah.
Left, right, center.
From the back row, the front row, he really is someone that he might not be lighting it up all the time, but he's never out of it for Princeton's offense.
Here's Andrew Warner. Leans in. Strong serve the Kaufman down the middle of the court. Run Albers and Grayson. Ethan Wells the serve. In play to Kaufman. Doffner out to the left side for Jordan Lucas. Picked up by Vina. Come the Matadors again. Phillips off the soft block. Tigers run their offense. Angling. Phillips popped it up, but just out of the range of Doffner. And the Tigers extend out to a 5-point lead again. Matadors have 1 timeout left. If they do not win this point, I think Theo probably uses it.
Yeah.
Wells at the line. In play to Lucas. Doffner, 2-ball dump. In play, front court Doffner, run the middle. Grayson Albers connects. They almost picked that one up. Grayson Albers on a factor in the middle of the court. Matadors are going to need a service run. Might be the right man to do it here. He's put them out of a system a couple times tonight.
Yes.
So.
And that's all you really want to ask for your servers. Yes, some of them will get aces, but the biggest thing is, can you put them out of system so our defense can set up in a more predictable situation?
Overpass there, knocked down, so case in point, Shane Nem.
Still a little bit of game left here. CSUN's going to want to make a quick side out.
Matadors 10th of the night and exchanged for an ace. So
perfect pass by Jordan Lucas. Kill to the 116 by Shane.
Made the signal timeout, but I guess he didn't officially call it. Out to the left side. 2 blockers up for the Matadors, who pulled it within 3. Nem.
Run right here. CSUN has the crew to do it.
First step is to get the ball in play out of a timeout. Doffner does just that. Kelly in the middle. Whitfield connects. So that's a good serve, but even a better pass and connection there. At times, the serving has been tough enough to put him out of system. We'll put him out of system there. Backside, Vina, and Matadors get a huge break. Vina, cross court, goes into the net. Just his second hitting error on 16 swings.
Really good break right there. That's the matchup that they want. You got Vina on Jordan. He's a little bit smaller as a blocker, not a slouch.
That's out. Kaufman Puts it in play. Front court, Nolan Kelly. Backside, Vina gets a touch for sure that time. And the Tigers retain their lead, and they are 2 points from the second set. Ryan Vina at the service line. Taken by Carnizas, backside Phillips, roofed. That is a monster block. Matadors out of timeouts. Tigers have one if they need it. And they're not going to need it because Vina serves an ace out of the timeout. And Princeton takes set two, 25-21. We are level, one set apiece here. And he puts it in the air. Away we go. Set three is underway. Nolan Kelly out to the left pin. Ryan Vina. Flag is up. And no touch. First point to CSUN. The leading attacker, 7 kills, misses to start the third set. Good serve down the middle to Werner. Backside. Cross court. And knocking it down, getting a start in this third set, Ambrose Engling.
A really smart play, and it wasn't his hardest swing, but just the perfect angle that was just right next to the tee of the sideline and 10-foot line, the right half of the court for CSUN.
Yeah, he's made the most of his minutes out there. Now 4 kills, an ace, 6 for 6 passing, and a block. And remember, he came off the bench late in set one, and the Matadors cannot play it. Again, another tough angling serve.
He's done a really good job coming off the bench for them. Been really just a spark plug. And they're doing a good job of finding the seam. So in between two passers for CSUN, that's where they're having the most trouble right now, as most passers do.
That's 2 aces for Engling out of their 4 total. Carnizas, pass that time right up the middle, and Lucas attacks the wall.
And I'll be interested to see if CSUN makes that adjustment. What worked so well for them in the first set, using the middle of the court, right? So your middles and your outsides coming out of the back row. So I'm interested to see if that was one of the big things that Coach Theo told them coming into this third.
Nolan Kelly, backside, cross court, and good. Ryan Vina, he is 8 for 19. Tigers back on top.
Almost an identical swing to what we talked about. From Ambrose earlier there, you see it's not 100%, but it's just outside of Owen's reach.
Tristan Whitfield to our left. And from left to right, Carnizas. A little bit too much. The pass there to Phillips, can't get the set, or to Goffner, I should say, could not get the set. And point was due right there from the get-go for the Matadors.
And super, like, you just don't see that a lot from Carnizas, so I would not expect too many for him to overpass a ball like that again. So
4 serving 2. 4 of the last 5 after dropping the first point for the Tigers. Hank Kaufman, that is going to go. So Kaufman's first kill since set 1.
Yeah. And once again, right, are they going to start using the middle of the court? We've seen 2 back-to-back kills for CSUN. Their last 2 points came from back row attacks in the middle of the court.
Shane Nem floats one down the middle to Ambrose. Out to the middle it goes, and that is going to go. Squeezes it in there. That's Ethan Wells. Theo Edwards going to take a look.
Yeah, almost immediately challenged that. The line judge, I don't want to say hesitated, but it was kind of a late call. I don't think it touched anyone on the block, but
Matadors. Delay.
Touch, because they can still look at that where it's long or short. It just, one of the things that I know about this place is there are some different camera angles, and we don't have them from the side. And on a call like that where it's long or short,
down the middle to Kaufman, taking Carnizas wide, get it out to the left. Lucas cross court. Great dig by Rowan Alvear. Tipped up top. Arnizes will set the right. Phillips trying to get it through the wall. The ball was, I thought, popped back into the antenna.
Yeah, or on the outside of it, yeah. That portion of the net that's still there, that's wide of the antenna. If the ball touches it, that's out of bounds. So,
yeah, that's the right call. It's CSUN's point. Schweisky getting an explanation.
yeah. And I think he knows it was out of bounds, but he's saying the line judge is supposed to make that call. Did he see it? And I think everyone in the gym really knew.
All right, Phillips serving. Pass to Kelly, out of the back. Ambrose will score. All right, Jordan Lucas rotation down by one. One set apiece, early moments of the third. Ball brought to the front row, ends up in a joust. Jordan Lucas sends it in play. Front court Kelly, backside Vina, off 2 touches, and nobody there to cover. Vina closing in on a double-digit night. He'll get it. And Ethan Wells will be the server. Lucas, bump it up. Left side, Kaufman off 2. That will go.
It's a really smart play. Go after the outside hands. Don't challenge the middle of the court where a bigger, stronger middle is when you have an undersized setter blocking you.
Left side off 2 touches.
Trouble. Here we go.
And from all the way back deep, free ball given up by Phillips. 7-all is the score out of the back, and Warner knocks it down.
Really good job there. Using that middle of the court. He just comes flying in, almost lands right on the net, but they timed it so perfectly. Some of those back row attacks for Princeton.
Nolan Kelly down the middle, front court, Doffner backside, and Phillips, as he has been several times now, has been roofed. Started 7 for 8. Since then, 3 errors, been blocked 3 times. Left side Kaufman, 2 blockers up. Out of the back, and that will go for Jordan Lucas.
We've seen most of their electric kills have come from the back row. I'm really looking forward to seeing if they use that a little bit more. Love the interaction I'm seeing right now by Coach Theo and Jalen Phillips. Jalen's been a little bit frustrated, especially after that kill, and he's just telling him, you got to find a way. You're our guy. You got to find a way.
Oh, and Doffner with a nice serve. Kelly set the short side to Ambrose. Can't get it down. Doffner to Kaufman. It does not clear. Front court Kelly. Backside Vina. Double-digit night for Ryan Vina to put him up by 2 again.
They're just doing a really good job of using that matchup. Vina, their big, strong opposite, when they get a one-on-one, and they just keep finding that area just right outside of Owen's depth. I'm curious to see if they make some sort of adjustment. Maybe the right side or the left side blocker stays inside, or the right side defender stays a little bit wider.
Upside Lucas down the line, kept alive by Kelly. It'll be a free ball sent over. Matador's looking to pull to within 1 again with Lucas.
Wow.
He got it.
Really fun play right there. A lot of times they call that an X. So Jordan Lucas will typically hit close to the up ref, but all of a sudden you see him in the middle of the court. I talked about the middle of the court earlier, but that was typically then from the back row, but they use the outside and bring him inside for the kill.
Shane Nem at the line, within 1, the Matadors are. Kelly out of the back, Ambrose right through the wall.
He is feeling it, man. I would give him every ball possible right now if I were the Princeton Tigers, whether it's in the front, the back, the left, the right. He has woken these Tigers up, and boy, did they need it after that first set.
Off the bench in the first set, and he's been an all-around court player. 12-10. Vina. Ball taken, Carnizas. Right side, Phillips into the wall and out. Jalen gets a kill.
And that's perfect timing, because last time Theo and Jalen were talking, he said you got to find a way. And if your swing's not working, or maybe it's miscommunication, or just a different timing, push it off the block. Just find a way. I love to see that Jalen's applying what Coach Theo told him.
11 serving 12 here in the third. It's one set apiece. Front court, Kelly out to the left, one-on-one situation, and that is won by Andrew Warner. Again, the pass from their libero, Rowan Alviar.
Just found that inside hand. We showed Owen making those diving plays earlier. For instance, pick that up, maybe change up your angle, your finish on the ball so that it ricochets out of bounds.
Warner, a 2-point lead. Front court, Doffner, run the middle. Grayson Albers, haven't called his name in a while.
Whether it's the outsides in the back row, even on a 2-ball, or using those middles, and those perfect passes, because Owen's so tall, it's even faster out of his hands to those middles reach.
Lucas serving, another tight first half to a set here. Backside, off 2, and then off Carnizas in the back, off the soft block, and Warner gets all of that. Ethan Wells serving. Penn State's at Pepperdine tonight. Waves won the first 2. Lions came back and won the third to push it to a fourth out at Firestone Fieldhouse. Left side, Kaufman wipes it off the Tiger block.
And using them to his advantage.
Albers. Good serve out to the left side. And that is going to go on the block. Nem and Doffner. Off the touch from Ambrose Engling. Ties it up. Stat that had been going largely Princeton's way in the last couple of sets. Matadors get a block. Out to the left. Right back to Engling. And another block. Same duo up there. Kelly back to serve. Front court, Doffner, Kaufman off a touch, picked up by Warner, back row, Tigers, Vina from 9 steps off the net. Phillips covers the front row block, and Kaufman connects. Well, we were talking in the timeout how Jalen has been hitting 0 since set 1, so he's finding a way to make another play there and be useful in that way.
But I do appreciate, you could see Jalen is selling out on the defensive end, whether it's blocking or defensively by digging these balls up. He's just trying to stay engaged some way here, even when his offense isn't where it was before.
Right side cross court, and there's Engling again. Connects, ties it at 16.
They're having a lot of success using their right sides, whether it's Engling or Vena, and going after area 1, where either Jalen Phillips or Owen is playing in the back row.
Ambrose Engling to serve. So sophomore from Middleton, Wisconsin puts it in play to break the 16 all-time. We are tied. Again, jump serve, Whitfield. Lucas on one knee. Right side, Phillips, and we'll get the kill. Goes cross court. Shane Nem back to serve. So you got Phillips in double digits for CSUN, Vina in double digits for Princeton. Backside, Vina here. The block goes right back into him, and the Matadors are Matadors lead it by 2. Shane Nem will put it in play. Nolan Kelly, run the middle. That is out, missed by Wells. Wells hitting zeros, and the Matadors have hit 20. Same chain of events so far to that of set 1. See if CSUN keeps it going here. Doffner all the way in the back will set Lucas, and he slams it through the wall. Princeton not too bad themselves, 292, but Matadors have been very physical in this third set, high hitting, great blocking, and Lucas front courts, it goes, and run Grayson Albers. He's having a night again, 5 for 9 without an error. By the way, 7 blocks for Shane Nem tonight in a starting role. That's an ace. First one. First ace tonight for CSUN.
Yeah, and an electric serve. What a time to have it as well in that 1-6 seam. It's pretty surprising. You're going to put that, let that go in between Rowan right there.
10th ace of the year for Phillips. Hits the tape there. Alvear on the reception out to the right. Dug up by Carnizas. Lucas going up and got the corner.
Wow.
Jordan Lucas. Kaufman with the pass. The set for Lucas. Block back. CSUN will run it again. Lucas, little tip, wide open far corner. That goes, and Alvear making a circus play, picked it up, and it goes wide. It is Nolan Kelly right to left. Away we go. Front court, Owen Doffner. Backside, Kaufman through the wall, dug up in the back. And this ball set, left side. Engling, dug cross court, Carnizas. Lucas, that's blocked. First point already. Princeton gets a block stat that the Matadors controlled in sets 1 and 3. Tigers controlled it in set 2. 8th Tiger block. Nolan Kelly serving. Princeton hitting 218 overall tonight. They hit 231 in their win on Monday. Front court, Doffner. Out to the left, Phillips over the wall. Out to the right side, Vina. Long second point to this 4th set. Phillips slams it off the wall. Jalen Phillips has 12 kills. But again, it wasn't necessarily their offense that did it on Monday. It was the incredible numbers they had on defense at the biggest of moments as well, that they were able to withstand that Triton rally and get their biggest win in a very long time, certainly the biggest win of the year. That ball's flying out, an attack error. CSUN got that point. Kaufman. Ball taken by Vina. Out to the right side, and there is Englund again.
Yeah, he's just been the spark plug for them. This is probably the story for, I think, for Princeton tonight as what he has brought to the table, coming off the bench. A little bit of a recharge. He got pulled at the end of this last set. Excited to see what he does in this 4th.
So he and Warner sitting with 9 kills apiece now behind Vina's 11 backside. Phillips gets his own ball back and will set Phillips cross court. Ball dug short. Cross court there. That is out of bounds. Missed by Warner. Tough miss.
Yeah.
They had all the court to use. And
Jordan just showing off the flexibility right there. Incredible.
Nem sends a soft serve down the sideline. Out to the right, and the ball is blocked right back into Vina. Grayson Albers and Jalen Phillips.
I think they're going to see a lot more of that. You put Jalen Phillips on Vina, who can match with his physicality. That's the second time he's gotten a block that actually goes off of Vina.
Front court out to the left, and the sideline is no good for Andrew Werner. He's missed a couple of early ones in the fourth.
Wow.
And CSUN has won 3 in a row.
Heck of a swing, but he just misses it wide.
Shane Nem, nice rotation. He's had a big night, 7 blocks. There's Whitfield.
It's just so interesting when you watch men's volleyball and you see so much power and the athleticism, how much a float serve, which is essentially a knuckleball, gives these passers fits, and it just really neutralizes some of the big physical athletes. Whoa, off the scoreboard.
Off the scoreboard from the pass. Matadors get it back and win the point. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Who put that there, right? No,
off the scoreboard, and you end up winning the point.
Right.
Get the ball back.
The funny thing is, if that scoreboard wasn't there, that probably goes over and maybe even out of bounds, but it kind of worked out for Jordan there.
Wow. Phillips, lone ace for CSUN, slams one down the middle, left side, tip. Matadors Doffner, oh, he didn't even have to do that. He's off balance.
Yeah.
He tried to go to hit the sideline, but I don't know, it was better served, I think, to
yeah, it's a tough situation. I understand it, but the thing was he took that second ball and he was actually playing as a left front blocker. He's typically on the right front, so they did that for the matchup, right? They're trying to kind of disguise and use their bigger blocker where they think the ball's going to go. So that's why you're seeing Jalen on the left, or even Owen right there on the left. So ball comes to him. It's like, I'm not really used to setting the offense from that side. Why not take a crack at it?
All right, CSUN by 2 with Vina to serve. Kaufman on his knees with the reception and run. Grayson Albers stays errorless in the middle.
And you just wonder, how long is it going to take for Princeton to maybe just commit block? If it's a good pass, let's just commit on Grayson, because the speed of the quick set for CSUN is so fast.
Vina, ball dug, Carnizas. Matadors looking for a 4-point lead. Phillips, not yet. And Doffner goes up and scores. Albers also went up. As Doffner will get his 3rd kill.
Yeah.
8-4, biggest lead of set 4 for CSUN. Looking to win it in 4. Cross court, Vina, that's no good. Matadors by 5.
I guess that Sam Schweisky lets this go for just one more point before this gets out of hand.
Overpass there. Albion his worst pass of the night.
Yeah.
Up 2-1. Matadors are balanced tonight. 3 players in double digits, hitting 340 overall. Nolan Kelly in the middle, run the middle. That's going to go down for Ethan Wells, his 4th kill.
It really starts with the pass right there. They've been taking their the float serve passes with their hands, and it really slows down your approach. So using your platform, maybe taking a step back so that you still have a runway as an attacker.
Jump serve, Warner, and the ball taken by Lucas. Sends Carnizas backwards, brings it back in play. Kaufman free ball up top. Looking for back-to-back points, and Andrew Werner connects. Warner serving, 6 looking at 10. Goffner backside, Phillips is going to get blocked. England with Hill, or Wells I should say, 10-7, that's 3-0 out of the timeout. Warner is still serving. And is out of bounds. Matadors will certainly take that. 11-7, them back on. Mem has had a season high in blocking with 7. He is 1 away from matching his career high set last year against UCSB. Kelly backside and right on cue. Nem up there for his 8th block. That matches his career high.
That's awesome. Really good stuff. And Vena's Head a little bit cold right now. They've done a good job of taking away his cross-body swing. I think they're okay to do that. They trust Owen to go one-on-one with the outside here.
Alber's a tough serve with a 5-point lead. Left side, 2 blockers up. Lucas will put it to the front row. Kaufman against 3 blockers. Out of the back, Lucas, and I don't think that ever cleared. From his career high of 13, he's sitting at 11 right now. Front court.
Wow.
Kelly. Off the tape and down, that goes for Werner.
Really impressive series there by Princeton. That was a heck of a serve for them to get that point. And from that back row has just been kind of money for them.
Olin Kelly at the line, whistle. A little wet spot at the 10-foot line, going to be wiped up by Rowan Alvear. 13-9 is the score. Princeton with 1 timeout left. The Matadors up 2 sets to 1. Looking to get to 7-1 at home. It's going to be basically a must-win, even though it's only the second conference match on Friday. Out to the left on the pin, Phillips 1-on-2. Matadors get it back. Go to Kaufman on the right, mishit it. It's dug up.
Uh-oh.
A little bit out of the reach there, tapped over by England. Phillips, the tape, right side, Vina, across the court, Kaufman, long 23rd point here, out to the left. And everybody getting a touch. Phillips bumped over on the overpass. Tigers have it back, left side. Swing there for England, can't get it down. And the Matadors, let's see, the block is out, but Nolan Kelly goes to Lucas, front court, run the middle, Shane Nem.
It's just the most connection that they're having. You know, it's not a bad night at all on the pins for Owen, but there just seems to be a little bit of disconnect sometimes. So just keep using those mids. It's been so efficient.
And Kelly to Whitfield. I don't believe he ever cleared. So no block, just a straight hitting error. 15-10.
A little sticky tonight in the Matadome. I think it's sweating a little bit. Gotten to the 80s today.
Yeah, very hot. Going to be hot the rest of the week as we hit the 2-hour mark exactly here in Northridge. 15-10 in the 4th. Out to the right side. Carnizas front court. Run Nem off his fingertips and hit it wide. He's had Shane Nem down the sideline. That is good from Engling. Double-digit night off the bench. Ambrose Engling makes it 12, looking at 16. That's down the middle to Kaufman. Kaufman gets it right back. Wow. Tigers kind of hanging around here in the fourth. Remember, they were in danger for a moment there. Phillips, a hard swing, a whistle.
Net, yeah.
And net violation called on Princeton.
Looks like it was on Andrew Werner.
Princeton with one timeout left as Jordan Lucas puts it in play. Nolan Kelly out to the left, and Owen Doffner gets his second block solo of the night. Malcolm King, this will be set number 6 of the year for him out of the Matadors' 55 total sets, and there's Albers.
He's having a great time. He's a really fun player to watch. New to the middle position this year, and he jaws through the net. He has a blast. How could you not love watching him play this position?
7 for 11 without an error. A couple of blocks also. Matadors have hit 20. Out to the right side, and there is Vina. Team high 12 kills. Wells puts it in play. Front court out to the left. Kaufman, flag is up, no touch. Kaufman 11 for 26 with 5 errors now. Wells as the Tigers are back within 4. Left side Kaufman, and that is no good. In January, has done that now 3 times in his career. 20-17. There's Shane M. Handful of things on the cusp or breaking a new high individually for these Matadors, who are 4 points from a win. There's a Princeton kill from the middle of the court. Alviar on the reception, out to the left, Vina, dug up, Carnizas on the second ball, Phillips off his fingertips it looked like, but it was good enough, right through the wall.
Yeah, snuck it in there, right off of that new tape that he just took himself out for, yeah. The tape on that finger looks like he had to come out, might have been bleeding or something like that, just snuck it right through.
He is 14 for 30 with 4 errors, 333. 2 points from a win is CSUN. Phillips keeps it alive. Wow, what a save there. Lucas from 10. Oh, he missed it. Little long. That was a great second ball there from Phillips. Yeah,
I love his aggression there.
So Ambrose Engling is the server. 20 looking at 23. Carnizas on the reception. Kaufman set Lucas left side. That block is going out of bounds. Jordan Lucas.
Oh, jeez. You scared me. You throw it right there.
Puts it down. And CSUN will have 4 match points to get to 11-5 on the season. Shane M. puts it in play. Kelly a back set. Vina cross court, and it is good. Very close, but it is good from Vina. And now Tristan Whitfield will have to win 3 consecutive serves to keep the match alive. Whitfield is going to serve straight down the middle of Kaufman. Doffner, Phillips, 1-on-2, wipes it off the block. That is it on the 15th kill for Jalen Phillips. And CSUN wins the set 25-21. Go to 11-5. Princeton falls to 4-8. Matadors are also 7-1 here in Northridge.